Mate, we always start with the life and the times, so please take us back to the early years in Iran.
Enrolled in Tehran University at that time. It was great. It's the best university, it's famous university in the world, around the world. And I started, my journey in mining started from Tehran University. Published a book named Open Innovation in Mining.
Okay. Moving from Iran to Australia. What was the thought process behind it?
I'm working in a mid-sized mining company called FIJV. The name of the company, registered company, is FI Joint Venture.
Welcome back to another episode on the Gold Room podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Today we have Seyed Azimi, known very well through the mining circles as Reza. Reza, thanks very much for joining me, mate. Much appreciated.
Thank you for the invitation and having me in this the Gold Room podcast.
Not a problem.
And it's interesting for me to share my background with you guys and with the mining sector here in Australia.
You've got a very interesting history, mate. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to getting some of it out there.
Yeah.
Mate, we always start with the life and the times, so please take us back to the early years in Iran.
Let me tell you about my story. I was born in 1974 in a little town. Its name is Aligodarz in Iran. And it's a little town, but there are some small decorative quarry mines in Iran, in Aligodarz. And it will be exported. From that time, it was exported to another countries. The beautiful and white color and the crystal one is very famous. And that's why I was interested to start going to the mine sector. When I wanted to select a subject for my university, at that time we had, after passing the exam, my dad was sensitive about this one. He said we need to get some advice from a professional man to select a subject for you. I was enrolled in Tehran University at that time. It was great. It's the best university, it's famous university in the world, around the world. And I started, my journey in mining started from Tehran University. It was a very beautiful journey for me. I just interested, and after finishing my study with my 6 friends, I started and set up a mining company immediately after.
Wow.
We wanted to have the biggest and largest mining companies over vision at that time. But after a year, we found that it's very hard for us because the lack of the local experience and the communication. At that time, even we just got some help from our supervisor and just different friends which we had. But we made this decision after 1 year experience. We can go separately to another company and working in another sector. At the moment, my friends are in a good position at any mining area, and it's good. And it was nice experience because we being standalone, we just try to focus on some section area. We just try to communicate with the department, with the stakeholder at that time. We haven't had any mine, but the output and outcome from our activity at that time was cyclopedia in mining. We just tried to make that cyclopedia. This cyclopedia was exactly about the mines and the wording related to the mine. But
what year? I need to know. What year? You need to take me back, and we need to go back to university. So what year was this? Straight out of university, and
30 years ago.
30 years ago. So, what did you study at university? And also, let's get into what Tehran University was like when you started.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some photos. I've seen some photos of Tehran from the 1970s, 1980s, and it's a far cry from what it is today.
Yeah.
Were there lots of the students that you went to university with? Majority of them was it men, or was it a 50-50 split? Obviously in Australia right now, or for the last certainly 5 years, we're trying to get more women into mining.
Oh, it's a good
diversify the workplace.
Yeah.
probably not doing too much diversification in Iran like right now, but they used to.
Yeah, it is at the moment.
So what was it like for you at university when you were a young
it's
fella?
good to share with you. At that time, when I was year 3, I think so, government made this decision to encourage the women going and just joining us. I wasn't lucky at that time be a classmate with the girls, unfortunately. But in year 3...
It wasn't where you met your wife? No? Not at university?
But it was very, very nice when we year 3, I see the different, around 50-50 girls just joined the... It wasn't 50 at that time because it need to make sure the girls are wanted to go to the university in the mine sector. A supervisor of mine just wanted to make sure they are serious to this journey. They invited them to have a site visit in the underground coal mine. They just fully equipped them and just asked them to follow me under the tunnel, under the narrow section, under the workshop and area. And it was very hard and scary, to be honest. But after that, he asked them, "How did you find this journey?" They said, "Oh, amazing. We like that." Awesome. Just surprised.
Awesome.
But just wanted to let you know, at the moment, very, very good collaboration and communication. The women are in Iran, in mining sector, fortunately. Even they have a department and the club in the Iran Mining House. Iran Mining House is a place like the WA Mining Club, like this, exactly. Okay. They have a department for themselves. They are talking to each other about the legal, about the rights, about the position, about the sharing the job vacancy like this. And they are very, very, because the women, are professional in management. They also, the most of them also have mining for themselves. A good seller they are. They can promote their mine easily. And
I see women are running mines.
Yeah, exactly.
Mining engineers running mines in Iran.
Some of them are also driving the trucks. Also,
so they should.
Yeah, it started to. After that time, it was very good, and we didn't expect to. At the moment, the communication is good, but even internationally and in Iran also, the most of them also migrated to Canada, US, and here in Australia. One of them I know here in Australia, very, very successful in Rio. They are working. They're very good.
Awesome.
Good position they have, and also they can draw the maps, to design the mine, because the woman can work with the software very good. They can design the map. They're preparing the reports for the mine, and when they want to lodge the application to the Department of Mine, they need to have some report. They are very, very super professional and sensitive.
Awesome.
And it's good to know about that one.
Yeah, that's really good. What do you remember? What's some amazing things that you remember in those first couple of years of being a university student, getting into the mining engineering degree?
Yeah, it was a little bit. When I just moved from the little town to Tehran, it was a little bit hard for me. I had to go to the dormitory. It was the different.
So in your little village, you were living with mum and dad, brothers and sisters?
No, only myself at that time.
No, I mean in your village. Oh, in the village before you left to go to Tehran?
It's not a village, it's a little town. But when I moved to Tehran, I was by myself alone, and I had to manage myself in the dormant. It was a dormitory. It was good. Dormitory, I had a good communication with the different people coming from different city in there, and it was a little bit hard in the first section for me. But I just had a chat with the high level in that time in the people. A friend wanted to graduate. I just asked him, "How do you define mining for me?" He said, "The best course forever and for future is the mine sector and the mining." It was changed my life at that time. I just proud of me at that time, and I tried to focus in mining area. And immediately when I finished my study, we just set up that company with my friend. And after that, I just went to a small not a small. It was an underground chromite mine, and very good achievement at that time I had, because
Yeah.
I was very, very keen to know about the mining,
Yeah.
And my achievement at that time was the group working, communication with the laborers and the supervisors. And at that time, when I started this position in the underground chromite mine, it was a little bit in the hard situation for they had in the cost management at that time, and the vessel was under the loading. We just they been the lack of the mineral ores at that time. I just tried to encourage the miners, please, you need to assist to load this ship altogether. And at the moment, you are just extract this amount of the ore from the mine. If you add some wagons more, I can give you more extra work for you guys. And
Yep.
they trusted me. And from 4 wagon per day, they just produced 25 wagon per day at that time, per shift, sorry. And it was amazing. They just supported me. Because when the vessel underloading, when you don't be on time, it will make some demurrage for you. You have to pay more for this one.
Yep.
Fortunately, we just loaded on time, and the money injected to the company, and it was very good time for me. I also encourage that miners and the workers at that time and laborers. I said after work, if you're happy, there were some narrow veins and outcropped around the mine and some open section area. I said you can collect some ores from here with your family member, with considering the safety like this, because we just need to collect it. It was lots and around that one. I'm happy to buy it from you guys. They said, oh, it's good for me and like this. And the small heaps, we just collected all together. We just feed the sheep at that time. It was done.
Awesome.
It's the family member worked at that time. And after
A community feel.
Yeah, community feel and the team working. After the shipping, after the ship was moved, we just tried to celebrate at night. I just talked to them. You made it, guys. They just liked me at that time. I proud at that time,
Yeah.
It was my first experience, but we just beat the maximum level of the production at that time forever.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good. So let's get into moving from Iran to Australia. What was the thought process behind it? A better life?
Yeah.
A better life for your family?
Exactly. No, not for better love for myself, only better love for my family and my beautiful and lovely daughters. Because I just thought I learned everything from here in Iran at that time. Nothing more to do because I had any good position at that time. But I made this decision because I just prefer to have a small change before we get old,
Yeah.
It was a little bit hard for me because my little daughter was around 5 months old at that time. It was hard this decision for me, but we made it.
Lots of families still in Iran?
No, just my parents are here, are then there, but we are living here.
Did you leave Iran? Did you have thoughts at the time of, was there unstable governments? Or what was Iran like for you before you left?
The government is, they're working on policy. And to be honest, in the media, you can see something, but the reality is something else. At the moment, when I'm asking my parents what's going on in there, they said, no problem. Only the problem at the moment, inflation, and it's a little bit hard. But at the moment,
inflation's hurting everyone, isn't it?
But the government also assists them a little bit for some subsidies like this. But still, they are happy.
That's awesome.
It's not very tough. But
you're not worried about them?
Media says something else. To be honest.
Yeah, you're not worried about them?
No, sometimes because the politics has been changed, different view. They are forcing each other. It's in the media, as I said, But sometimes I'm worried because during that small 12 days war, but I was worried about them because the connection was failed, and no connection, no telephone connection, no phone, no internet connection. It was a little bit hard for us, but it's happened. It's a part of the politics and the part of the life.
Yeah. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about politics here. No politics, religion, or bad quarterly reports on this show, mate. So we can carry on. Right. So you've gone on about entering, your step in entering the mining world.
Yeah.
And as I said, let's get into Australia. So what happened when you landed on the ground here?
It was good for us because in the conference in Iran at that time, before moving here, we found an Australian manager. They wanted to present their company in the expo in Iran. And he said, I will assist you to be settled here. And he really assisted us here. And
wow. Like a relocation package?
Yeah, very, very nice hospitality. Amazing. And he tried to rent a home for me at the first stage. He tried to manage my luggages from the, freight were just delivered here. And it's good to let you know that they are located near your office here. And he was the managing director of the lab-based company. But again, I wanted to say thank you to Brad to assist us at that time. We have a very, very smooth settlement at that time.
Yeah. What year was that? So it was straight to Perth?
Yeah, 2012, around November.
Awesome. Wow, I arrived January 2013, mate. We're very close.
Yeah, very close, exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful. So when you arrived here, you already had a job to step into?
No, at that time.
Oh, you didn't?
Was a little bit, you remember, at that time was job recession and very, very hard redundancy for all the big companies such BHP and Rio.
That was like May 2013. Yeah, around exactly. May 2013.
Yeah, exactly.
Took a bit of a dive, didn't it?
I tried to, at that time, I just preferred to reinforce myself with the local study here, be familiar with the culture of Australia.
That's right. You said Curtin University?
Exactly. I started PhD at the Tehran University and finished around 2016. And when I finished my study at that time, I was faced with an issue. My mother-in-law unfortunately passed away. We had to move back to overseas and be looking after for my father-in-law. And after that, we had the pandemic and the COVID. Yeah. Then we wanted to come back here. I was about to start my job position before moving back to Iran at that time. Unfortunately, in the Bureau Veritas, I've got the position at that time. It was ready to start, but it was hard, this decision, because we settled already, but I just prefer to support my family than my job. That's why when I go back to Iran at that time, I had to get a job again because it's hard to manage yourself and your family. I started to activation the mines in Iran. It was also very good income for the income, no problem, but outcome for me because I had the experience from Australia. I could able to share the experience and knowledge for the group working, networking. It was very, very great for me to have more communication with the mining sector at that time. And also, at that time, I tried to publish a book named Open Innovation in Mining.
Okay.
And I just published that one because in this book, we focused on the networking and how we can, because the lack of the communication in Iran, and I found that in a different aspect when I come back to the country, and I found it out, it was the communication between the miners, between the export, between the universities. And I just tried to collaborate all together around the table at that time.
How did that go for you?
Yeah, it was.
How was it?
Yeah, it was good. That's why we could able to reactivate more than 500 mines, small mines in Iran at that time.
Wow.
It was, but I just tried because the mine holders, they had the mine, but they didn't know how it can activate it. They didn't know about the market. Only they had the title, But I tried to have a meeting with them and with the mineral processing, area all together. And just I said, no need to pay anything. They can collaborate with you. The partial of the concentrate, you can have both together. You can share it together.
Yep.
It was a win-win procedure, and they did it.
Awesome.
And another section and the lack they had about some, for example, hematite. It was an extract at that time. I tried to make it viable and doable in their some university guys they knew about the procedure, but they haven't had any communication with the mining area. I tried to map all the mining area, I tried to invite all together around the table, talking about the subject. And at the moment, they're working. I'm happy. Yes,
It's still working?
It's still working. Yeah.
Amazing. Well done.
Because the good communication, good. So some of them, they had the mind, they had the processing, but they had also the concentrate. They couldn't able to sell it. They didn't know about the market. Easily, I tried to arrange the meeting with them, and after selling this one, immediately it was activated. It happened, only with networking, only with talking, only expert, And at the end,
it's very important.
Yeah, in one of the meetings, I said you can see the professional group working is like this. It's a small mine, but they're working. It's good, The mine will be effective.
Is it safe? What's safety like in Iran? What's mine safety like?
The safety, it's
Is everyone wearing steel cap boots, long sleeve shirts, and pants?
exactly.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the procedure. It's a department of safety in the government. They just
Beautiful.
look after everything. The STP and the wall of the open pit need to be correct, and the calculation about this one and the helmet and just
Wow.
safety hat, safety shoes, hand, glasses, everything need to be
Beautiful.
It's happened,
Yep. That's
thank
good.
you.
Um,
It's mandated.
Mate, let's get into so we've gone over reactivating those 500 mines. What an achievement. The Mining Cafe Initiative, is that something that you've started here?
Not here, just mining cafe. It was also, I just wanted to find an excuse for collecting all together.
Yeah.
It's a good name, mining cafe. And I just tried to promote it in the media at that time. I just asked them, the miners and the investors and also some professional and some students all joined into that one.
Kind of like the mining club, the WA Mining Club.
Exactly. Something like the luncheon when we collect all together under the one space and under one roof. I tried to arrange that mining cafe for any events and also any venue when they wanted to talk to each other. Sometimes it was hard to ask any, in university level to talk to the student. I just tried to bring some senior in the mind, share their knowledge, because when you know about the procedure and they share it with you, you can make this decision easily. That's why I just try to ask the student joining us. And like a story, I just asked the general, please tell us a story about your background like this. They see it's happened with this approach. We can also do it, make this decision easily for them.
Yeah, beautiful. So is that where you developed your love and your willingness to help the youth get more involved in mining?
Exactly, because they know, at the moment the era is the era of the youth, guys. It's an era of the AI, era of the software, era of the application. Yep. That's why we need to focus on them. They can find a good solution for problem solving because they know better than the old and senior guys. Senior guys only follow something. They are not, they cannot take the risk of some activities. It's hard to decision about any changes, but the youth guys and the new generation, they can make decision easily. They are not looking for a position job forever. They are keen to know about any changes. They are very
awesome.
Fast and quick. That's why we need to pass the knowledge of the generation to the youth section. Yep. They will make decision by themselves. They know about the procedure. They need to only be reinforced, and after that, they will keep going by themselves.
What are you personally doing to ensure that happens?
I try to share my information and just knowledge. Sometimes as join with the WA Mining Club like this, any OZIMM like this, just very, very keen to share my information with the other guys. And I think in Australia, we need to focus on some platform to connect all the section students, miners, you know, industry, all in one platform altogether. And we need to find some opportunity to talking to each other. That's why I'm going to sometimes to some events to know and learn about them. Different sector is not mining, but related to mine. When you're going to buy some, a small piece of the jewelry, maybe gemstone, it's coming from the mine. You need to know about that one. But they don't know about the mine sector. And also another thing I'm thinking for, here we are living in WA. WA is a mining area in Australia. We need to promote the mining culture in this here, and also we need to proud of that. For the stakeholders, sometimes they just try to object about the mine. Some of them maybe some past release like this, but when we collaborate with them, when we involve them in some section in the mining area, definitely they will assist and even sometimes help us about this one. They need to know about this one. We need to promote mine in that area. For the kids, we need to implant in their consciousness mind. They know about the procedure, and when they parents are going to the FIFO, they know about the mines, what's happened, what's going
There's
on.
already some amazing, there's amazing groups doing some amazing
Exactly.
things in this industry. We have Core Learning Foundation,
Exactly.
heading up, getting mining knowledge into schools, which I believe needs to be, earlier and earlier and earlier. Susie Urbanek's doing a great job there, and obviously there's Oz IMM doing a great job, and WA Mining Club getting people like you along, and that's forming a collaborative environment.
Yeah, exactly. We need to promote some platform for the kids, for the books related to mining books, a small mining book that promote mining area for painting, maybe telling their story about the mines, making some movie or film or series about the mine area and just what's going on in the mining area, what's the affection of the mining in the area both around the mine, because it's a development. When you start mining in that area, it will be affected on the community, the training about the, all the space on that area will be affected. For the transport, for the, visiting the mine, for the people, different culture, because they are going as a different country come joining the mining area in that area. We'll be mixing the culture at that area. We need to focus all this section and show and promote for the future, because all the income for the government, for the people, for the company are coming from the mining area. We need to have a mining, safe mining, environmental friendly mining, and also focus on the abandoned mining, as you mentioned, for the future. All the that mine and the after mining, they can use it maybe as a museum, as a lake, beautiful lake, or maybe even it's a beautiful hotel, some of them. The underground mine can be some as a beautiful hoteling, underground, because already these spaces are underground. You can just refurbish and renovate it. It's amazing for people. In Iran, we had some section area at that time. It's a salt mine. They just provided some hoteling under the ground.
Wow.
All the walls and everything is made from salt. It's a rock salt. And it's good for meditation, for cleanness, and for stay more, maybe for 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, even for a week. And it's good changing the different sector to the mind to different usage. It's very important.
Beautiful. Mate, Open Innovation in Mining, the book you wrote.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into a little bit of that?
Yeah, this one, I just got this open innovation. We do have different, this topic in different area, but not in the mine in Iran. I just try to promote it in this book. I just wanted to share with you. After publishing this book, the majority of the company ordered them lots of this book to as a gift, to give it to, and sometimes for the New Year gift to other stakeholders like this. It was great to see this happened for me. Lots of published after that.
Wow, awesome.
But the majority of this book is in networking. And when you are working in the mine, you need to know about how you can innovate or do any changes in your mind using the different aspect, different area for developing your mind. It's very important. You are working at the moment for some of the old mining event. They need to know about any small changes. Maybe the product will be, you can add some value for the product easily. But because they have income, they don't focus on this one. You have income, no need to changes like this. But with this one, you can add more value. You can have more market. You can have the safe supply chain for yourself. Another thing I just focus on it, adding the value with the high-tech material. For example, magnesium, we do have as a ore like this. But when we change it to the medicine, add value will be a lot. Instead of use it to the, for the fire protection maybe, or for making, because they use it for some break for the furnaces, around the furnaces. But when you change it to the medicine, it's different. Lithium, for example. Lithium they are using for a battery like this. But when you use the lithium for medicine, different add value you can add for this one. It's different, view. That's why the supply chain will be more stable, because the more income you can feed this one. Maybe even sometimes the partial of the money is not in benefit and profit, but that one can compensate this section area, I focus on this one, and several workshops I had at that time presented to all the people, promoted. It's happened after that. All the people at the moment, they groups are working, monthly or maybe by quarterly, they have meeting, talking to each other, sharing. It's happened. I'm here.
That's in Iran, or
yeah,
is that here?
Iran. But I'm here, but they are working together,
Yeah, that's
it's
awesome. So you're
it's
still facilitating that even from Australia?
For in Australia, I try to communicate with the W Mining Club and also different area. In our company also, I try to have a toolbox meeting. We are talking to each other.
Yep.
I try to have the voice of all my colleagues and coworkers to know about the problem solving. Sometimes when we face with some issue, I ask them, please assist me. I know sometimes my solution, but sometimes in the different aspect, they can assist me with different solution, reliable, maybe affordable. They can get it fixed.
Yep.
That's why I try to have this approach in my company as well.
So let's get into that. Let's get into your company.
Yeah. I'm working in a mid-size mining company called FIJV. The name of the company, registered company, is FI Joint Venture. It was a venture company between two companies, but after that, changed the venture to a Chinese company. We have at the moment two mine. It's a magnetite mine in the Midwest. At the Midwest is 200.
Currently mining?
Not yet, but my approach was to get all the permissions because it was very important. When I started this position 2022, immediately when I come back here to Australia, I try to focus on the permissions because we need to go according to the rules. And here in Australia, we need to follow all the compliance reports and everything need to be aligned and accordingly.
It's a Chinese joint venture.
No, one of two mines at the moment. But let me make that clear for you. Two mines at the moment. Two mines we do have. One of them is 100% owned by our company.
Cool.
Another one is called Yalgu. The Yogi is 100% for FIJV. Yalgu is 50% with the HT Mining. It's a Chinese company, and 50% was ours. But the majority of the mineral processing will be set up in the Yogi mine, and the partial of the ore will be feeding from the Yalgu as well. They are located around 18 kilometers between two mines.
Oh, wow.
Both are located near the Yalgu area.
Will you be setting up a processing plant or just shipping the ore out?
No. It's a processing plant. without processing plant is not viable because that's why it was a startup. We find a very good approach to processing this one from 27 to 30 grade of the iron ore in the iron ore to the 65 to 67 concentrate.
Okay.
And it's a premium, fortunately. In this stage, we are looking for some potential investors and just segmenting some section area in that mine. We decrease the investment section, some approach maybe for leasing, some section for the BOO, BOT like this to make that doable.
Amazing. Well, mate, I look forward to following along and seeing what happens there. It looks very promising from what you've said.
But the exploration has been done totally. No, nothing to do. Immediately we can start after funding the project, start the mining. Yeah.
Beautiful. So you're just looking for funding for the mining?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Well, mate, thank you very much for coming in. We do finish off with one question that we've been doing recently. Over the course of your mining history, you must have been told something that's resonated with you, that you've taken on board and you've been able to pass that information on. So is there a piece of pivotal information that you'd like to pass on to either a new or a young mining engineering student that you were told at the start of your career?
I just prefer to say mine is beautiful. Mine is doable. It's not very hard because sometimes they said mining is hard working like this. Mine is the family friendly. Mine can be passed from this generation to the next generation, different aspect. As you can see, mining was a little bit, with driving the track like this. At the moment, you can see the autonomous tracks.
It's well on its way, isn't it?
It's different era. Started. It's the AI version. But still, mine is reliable, it's workable, it's for sustainable, for forever you can use the mine, it's the, long-term production and the sustainable job we can make from the mining, in this, particularly in the WA.
Yeah, we're an amazing place, mate, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Reza, thank you very much for coming in and joining me.
Thank you for having me today.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. It's always awesome for me learning something new.
Thank you
for letting
me share my experience with you guys and all the audience.
Beautiful, mate. Well, thank you very much for tuning into another episode on the Gold Room Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you.